you're new to our channel, please be sure to drop us a like and hit the subscribe button below. You'll be the first in line to receive our new videos. Hey pups and peeps, Angie Woods with Dog Psychology 101. Today's subject, bringing a new baby home. So let's talk about natural dog behavior and how to bring a baby home. We need to educate our dogs as to what's expected with this new person. Where is this new person going to fit in the family? And if you've listened to much of anything that I've done before, you understand the concept that you can't pass things that you don't have already. So in order to have a dog respect your baby, your dog must respect you first. So there would be some homework to be done. Hopefully you've been watching some videos before the baby comes home so that you can be working on that. But the big part is, how do mother dogs behave with their baby dogs? And the number one thing that I think about is space, and you're not allowed to come in. Now this does two things. Again, space means calmness and space means be submissive to. So I believe that we should mimic the mother dog and really not let the dog come into the personal space of the baby for a good month, maybe even 6 weeks, depending on the dog. If you have a more excitable dog, that dog is going to need more rules and also going to need maybe a little bit of exercise, of course, like we always recommend before we spend time in the same room with a baby, just to make things easier to manage, especially if you're a mom home by yourself with babies, and maybe you even have a toddler or two at home and your hands are full. So space, let's think 8 or 10 feet. They can be in the same room as long as they're not aggressive. If you have a dog that's aggressive with children, you need to take every precaution to keep that dog away from your child and other children. You definitely want to seek help for that. But as a general rule, if your dog is friendly with people and friendly with babies, then space. Be in the same room, but be calm and back away. So after 4 to 6 weeks of making the dogs give you space and being calm in the room and going and laying down for you and just setting a lot of perimeters and boundaries. Remember, a mom dog would bite and charge and get really upset if any other dog came into the space while she was raising these newborn infants. So follow nature, don't argue with it. So make them give space, and then one day they're going to be allowed, 4 to 6 weeks, remember, they're going to be allowed to come and sniff their little foot or whatnot. They need to be the epitome of zero, the epitome of calm. 3 to 5 seconds of a little sniff. The licking is not a kiss. Let's honor the dog and realize that that's part of smelling. Yeah. Olfactory system, we gather scent on the tongue, it goes to the rear and they dissect it down. That's why dogs lick you in the beginning. So we let them sniff 3 to 5 seconds and then we send them back. We make them back away again. You are showing, this is my baby, back away. You also have control over it, just like everything else. We play, we learn how to stop. We sniff the baby, we learn how to stop. We need to put parameters. We also don't let them come and lie next to the baby once we're allowed to start engaging. And you need to make this a slow process. You don't just boom, we can now be with the baby. You always should put parameters on the baby. They should always be calm when engaging a child. Your dog should associate children with being respectful and being calm around them, but you have to require that. The moment they start getting too excited, coming up to the baby in the carrier or a toddler or another child, you need to slow them down. And then the reward is I get to engage them, especially when they love children. My daughter is a new mom. Little Fiona was born in July, and I'm going to join her now and let her share a few tidbits about her own personal experience bringing both Evie and Fiona home to the new kids. And she has a dog that is really afraid of everything, but he's particularly afraid of children. But he has learned to make some very good choices through living with Kendra. And so let's join her and let her talk to you a little bit about that process. Okay. So this is baby Fiona.
Yes, this is little Fiona. She's about 3 months old. And when we
3 months today.
Oh yeah, no, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes.
That's right,
Anyway,
that's right. Yes.
when we brought her home, we have, as she mentioned, we have Jack, who is a lovely Australian cattle dog. We love him. He's adorable. But he is terrified of small children. He doesn't like them in his space. If he even sees one coming through the threshold of the door, he immediately is like, who is that? Stay over there. Don't get in my area. So because of that, we had to be extra careful and make sure that introducing the baby was a positive thing for him, but also that we put a lot of rules around the baby so that he knows that she is essentially an extension of the respect he has for me as his pack leader. Because I'm the boss and I keep him safe, Evie, and he knows that. And by making her an extension of that relationship, he's very comfortable with her. I did the same thing with our older daughter, Evie, who I'm watching over there being a goofy.
Which, doesn't Evie have a lot of rules about Jack?
She does. She is not
Yes.
allowed to get in his face. She's not allowed to even try to pet him without me helping her.
That's right.
And that shows him that he can trust me. And it also shows him that all small children are not terrifying and that they can be controlled. But when we brought this Nugget home, he was not allowed to get anywhere near her. Not that he particularly wanted to. Oh, it's okay. I'll turn you back around. But there's Evie. There's the firstborn. But so he wasn't allowed anywhere near her. But luckily, dogs say hello by sniffing and seeing what you're all about. And their noses are so good that he is perfectly capable of smelling her from way over there. But as Mom mentioned, dogs do not, but like most other animals, do not, there he is, do not allow, you would never go into a dog pack, see a mom with puppies and go up and, do you want one? Here. And go up and just touch the puppies and love on them. As humans, we like to share our little people and they're part of a community. But dogs, out of survival, like most other animals, keep them in their dens and keep them safe because they don't live in a community where you just pass the baby around to all your aunts. So he wasn't allowed near her. And then when he was, it was very brief. And we just slowly built up this relationship of you can smell, but don't touch. Now you can touch, but only a little bit. And now because he's so sensitive, he doesn't want to be in her space. But if you have a more active dog and a more friendly dog who likes kids, then they might be a little more excited and might want to touch the baby. Like when she was born, we had a couple other dogs who were very friendly, also cattle dogs, but they were not allowed to get in her space. And because of that, they were always very gentle with her as she got bigger, and they were allowed to play with her, and they were allowed to cuddle on the floor, and they were allowed to do these things because they know that all of this is an extension of Mom, is an extension of the boss that keeps them safe, and that they need to be respected just like they respect me. So that's really the secret, is showing them that this isn't a small, vulnerable thing that you can pounce on and do whatever you want with. There's rules around it, and this is a unit. This is an alpha unit. It's not something.
Separate,
yeah, they're not separate beings from your authority. They are part of your human authority. And that's really hard for people because we want the dog to come up and lick and kiss and do all the things, and we want to share them just like we do with the whole family. But the fact is that they're dogs and they're not people. And if we don't give them those rules and treat them and respect the fact that they're a dog, they're a canine, they're not a human, then what happens is an imbalance in your pack. And now they think that it's okay to get all over the baby. And God forbid, babies are so fragile little things, and you don't want them accidentally even stepping on them.
Or being possessive of the baby.
or become what looks like protection. When people come in the house, they'll go, that's mine, because they were allowed to treat the baby like it was theirs.
That's right.
And they're possessing them instead of protecting them, and then people get snapped at. And then as they get bigger, they start telling the baby what to do. And then the child no longer has control, and the dog is no longer a submissive member that's being taken care of. They're a member of the family that is starting to try to be the boss, and when they aren't equipped to be the boss, we have to be the boss to take care of them. So, and all of that starts with all those rules about keeping the baby away at first, and then slowly introducing them like a mother dog would.
By teaching Evelyn the rules around dogs all the way growing up, she now knows when she meets a dog not to hug a dog, not to engage a stranger's dog right away, to wait and see if that dog is safe before she engages it. Kids really want to behave like kids with dogs, and this hugging business really gets kids bitten in the face a lot. I see a lot of injuries to children due to either family dogs or, we're in full toddlerhood, or family dogs or the neighbor's dog or stranger's dogs. So rules for kids, rules for dogs, makes for one big happy family. And boy, didn't I teach her well. She did a good job. Thanks, guys.